Alright, hey guys, let's make something a little bit fun today. Let's do an animated superhero TV show tier list. So I'm gonna be using just Microsoft Paint, I guess, because it's probably the easiest way for me to make a tier list without it being too complicated. So let me just set up the other window for you. All right, there we go. We have MS Paint up. So let's go back to the first one. So yeah, actually I've sorted this by the IMDb rating and I've filtered for all the animated superhero TV shows. And I believe that this is regardless of its time, like the time it was released. Let's just see what is the oldest one, just to be sure. Release date. And let's go to the, oh, that takes a while to filter, huh? Let's scroll. How about that? So the oldest is the 1966 Adventures of Superboy. Is this the one with Crypto? Hmm. I think this could be the one with Crypto. New Adventures of Superman, yeah, all these good stuff came out really, really long ago. Man, Aquaman TV series. Could you guys imagine that? Like, how many of you even watched this? This is crazy old. Fantastic Four, when the thing looked like he looked like what's this Michelin guy painted brown instead. Actually, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe what he looks like. He looks like plasticine, with carved out shapes inside him. The original Spider-Man series from '67. Man, these are the good stuff, right? These are the good stuff. All right, so let's go back to filter by the IMDb rating. It'll make it a lot easier for me as well to sort things out based on what I have or have not watched. So on Paint, on the other hand, I will try to sort them out, and I will probably put a category for what I have not watched. So yeah, Batman the animated series I think is an absolute legend by itself. I think it's one of those series that never went wrong. Let me draw a line on Paint. You guys can't see it yet, but you will when I switch the screen, and that way you may be able to see my tier list. Let me just create a line there. Um, Ooh, this is a little bit jagged actually. Yeah, I think that's okay. It's not so bad. Right, so Batman, yes, I think is one of the higher tiers. So let me just show you what Paint looks like. It looks like that. So Batman's at the top tier. And then we have Justice League Unlimited. Yeah, absolutely. There's no question. I think this is pretty straightforward. We're gonna put Justice League Unlimited at the top tier as well. It's one of my more favorite TV series. Actually, more favorite than the Batman animated series. I feel that Jail Unlimited actually was fun because you get to explore, the stories of different characters, and also being a more modern animation, it just had better cartoons, and you had a lot of interesting stories. You had villains who could fight the entire Justice League, and they all really got to work together to take on these villains. It shows you how like they actually get to face really challenging villains because everyone's so super powered, right? So you gotta be a really scary villain to be able to challenge these people. And the Batman animated series, on the other hand, handled it really, like really as the what the detective comics was intended to be, right? It was a fantastic detective story. Batman wasn't this guy that looks like just a high tier James Bond or something. He really went out there with his mind over matter sort of thing. All right. So the next one, let's see. Young Justice. Now, I have to be honest with you guys. I've only watched like a few episode of Young Justice. I think it's something I should probably catch up on. Like, I'm really curious to know how good this one is. But I have not watched it entirely, so I can't comment, on this really much. So I'm gonna draw a line here to say that these things are for me to watch, or something I haven't watched yet, and maybe someday I will. I don't know. I think about it, I guess. Let's see what's next. We have Justice League, the 2001 Justice League, which I think just falls like just below JL Unlimited, because JL Unlimited just had such an amazing cast, right? So this is like I don't know, it's brother, but not as good as it. It's just below it. It's not that it's not a bad series or whatever by any Chance, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's pretty close. It's just below it. Right, the next one we have is the new Batman Adventures, 1997 Oh, right. Okay, so this one, I actually watched this when I was a kid. I can't remember much of it, but I personally didn't really like it that much. It brought the Bat family to light and all of that, but I think it's because I just preferred this Batman, the original Detective Batman style. That when this version came out, it sort of didn't really fit, and plus Justice League was just so much more exciting for me at least. So yeah, this I feel this falls short of what do you call this, the standards for me. But it looks pretty highly rated on IMDb. Maybe a rewatch might change my mind. But yeah, I was really young when I actually watched it, so who knows? Who knows? Maybe at the time I didn't really understand what I was watching, which is highly possible. Let me see. Let's put another line here. There we go. A straight line. All right. So what do we have next? Spider-Man the animated series. This is the 1994 Spider-Man. Right. Okay. So this one is actually really good. I think this is one of these series that actually made me fall in love with the whole web swinging thing. Of course, I had a lot of video games which I played. All the Spider-Man, the original PlayStation video games and whatever. And I actually like. Did I even have? No, I didn't have a. I never played it on PlayStation. I actually played it on some kind of emulator on PC because it was being sold in like this it's like a $2 shop for like old video games, and that's how I actually got my hands on the PlayStation 1 Spider-Man game. And it really like this series was playing on TV at the time, and after watching the episodes I used to go and because yeah, actually, yeah, this was playing on TV at the time, and after that I used to go and play the game. And that also meant that I actually watched the series probably like almost 10 years after it originally came out, because this came out in 94 and it went on to play until 98. But I believe that I was only watching it in like early 2000, like maybe 2001, 2002. Yeah, probably around that time. But man, those were my childhood days, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. All right, this one is a top tier. There's no question. X-Men. The original X-Men animated series for me holds a special place in my heart. This is a top tier animated series. Whether you're a superhero fan or not a superhero fan, it is just amazing. The animations of it, the story, the intensity, nothing held back, right? They didn't filter anything. It wasn't like the way the Justice League was or the Avengers was. It didn't. X-Men did its own thing, and they are truly hardcore superheroes. They're willing to fight. There were a lot of insane villains, and the Sentinels and MODOK and all this scary stuff. Magneto just being a real threat. It was pretty awesome and intense. And I think X-Men really sums up my childhood more so than a lot of other TV series. Like this was like I was hardcore X-Men fan, man. For me, like Cyclops especially, Cyclops, I guess, Gambit's a little bit, Rogue, definitely. Storm, yeah. I wasn't really a fan of Wolverine, to be honest. I think Wolverine only became like really like a big thing when Hugh Jackman took the role. But if you read the comics or you watch the animated series, Wolverine is always this just smelly old brute who has his own way of doing things and whatever. So he never really appealed to me. Cyclops was the true leader of the X-Men. He was truly an awesome character, someone that's willing to make sacrifices, and all that. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. The Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes 2010. I definitely did not watch this. I'm not sure how good it is. It's really highly rated on IMDb. So these are like the more recent ones, and I guess that's the reason why I didn't really watch it. But Young Justice is not that old, is it? Oh, it's 2010. Right. So yeah, these are all new. I think all the 2010 releases are the things when like I my childhood ended basically. So I think I never watched these because, yeah, I never really sat in front of TV on Saturday mornings to catch up with these. Maybe watching them will bring me back, like reminiscence of the, moments in childhood. It would be pretty awesome. The Spectacular Spider-Man 2008 2009. I see. I didn't like it. I watched it and I absolutely did not like this one. I'm not sure how many seasons there are, but I definitely watched like a lot of these episodes when it first came out because it was 2008, I think. Yeah, I was still in school at the time actually. Like I was close to my final exams for like high school and whatever. And I did watch it, but the animation style was way too kiddish for me at the time, and I didn't really like it. So yeah, not my thing, not my thing. Batman Beyond, absolutely love this one, awesome. But if you ask me, the story that Batman Beyond brought was not nowhere. It was nowhere as good as like the original Batman or the Justice League. It definitely did its own thing. It definitely is a decent TV series. In fact, you actually will like him. I think it's Terry, right? His name is Terry or something. And also Bruce Wayne as his mentor. I'm still waiting for the Batman Beyond movie someday, hopefully to be released. I thought the Robert Pattinson Batman would be the Batman Beyond Batman, but I was surprised they actually went with some Twilight-ish Batman. I don't know, something else totally going on there. But regardless, yeah, I really would like to see a Batman Beyond movie being made someday. The TV series was nice, it was fun, but it wasn't really complete. Probably because I never really got to see Batman Beyond establish himself like as the new Batman. I think one of my favorite episodes in Batman Beyond was the one where um what do you call this? He laughs. Like the Batman will laugh at the Joker, who has actually taken over the body of the original Robin. I think Joker implants some kind of DNA thing that replicates himself to take over the body of Dick Grayson, Robin. And the Batman Beyond's Batman, the Terry Batman, actually laughs at him in one scene, and that scene I felt was super awesome and super badass. But yeah, the rest of the series is okay. It's not that impressive or anything. Superman the animated series. Now, this is by no means a bad TV series. It's a really, really good TV series, but it really falls under the bus compared to a lot of other amazing TV series that really push the limits of um, you know, the character, the development, the arcs, and the challenges that they had to face. Superman was one of those characters that at the time people found very, very difficult to tackle. And I felt in JL Unlimited, they really pushed Superman to his limits. Like a lot of villains in JL Unlimited knew how to beat Superman. They had contingency plans for Superman, and I think it's because JL Unlimited is relatively new. So people had already realized that in order to show the other heroes in the limelight, they have to nerf Superman because he is the problem in the Justice League. He's just so powerful and so ridiculously strong that there's no way, like writers struggle to actually show him being impressive, which is why I feel that Injustice was actually pretty cool. But of course, Injustice took certain things too far. Like certain things were just not realistic. Like I think Atom, went into Superman's body by becoming like really really tiny, and then going into his brain and threatening him with a piece of kryptonite. I think those things are a little bit too ridiculous. Like Superman super hearing would definitely know if something is going to fly through his body. His X-ray vision will be able to detect him, and he will just burn him off with his insanely high solar power throughout his body. Like Adam wouldn't survive that. Even no matter how powerful Adam is still a human being using some technology, and Superman is not even from their. They are like. Their solar system, the galaxy. He's just something else entirely. So certain things like that just took it a little too far, and Batman being able to beat Superman in a lot of instances because they needed to show Batman in the limelight. In order to make other characters feel stronger or feel more awesome, their objective was beat Superman. That's because of just how powerful Superman truly is. And Superman the animated series actually had a lot of villains that beat Superman in like rather like straightforward ways. It's just a bashing, like a real. You see a lot of punching, right? The animated series had a lot of punching, but I think the better parts of it was actually they tried to show a little bit of Clark Kent's story, but it was nowhere as good as the Lois and Clark TV series that what do you call this? Start Dean Kane, I believe. I think that one was what I was watching at the time, so I didn't really enjoy this one as much. So yeah, Wolverine and the X Men. I didn't like it. For me, after having seen the rest of the like the original X-Men animated series, this one just falls short. It is in no way can keep up with the original style of the original X-Men series, or even there's one more X-Men series actually that was, I feel was way better. But having Wolverine take charge of like calling it Wolverine and the X-Men, making it seem like Wolverine is not part of the X-Men, making it seem like he is the front and leading character and whatever. I don't like it. Wolverine is not a leading character, never has been. He just has this really goofy ass looking suit that makes him sometimes look cool, I guess. But the rest of the X-Men all had pretty kinky ass suits and they all look pretty awesome too. I guess character wise in the original X-Men and the comics especially, Logan was never a character that I liked. It's just the way it is. But if you guys liked it, that sounds. I mean, I'm fine with that, I guess. Green Lantern, the animated series, 2011. Nope, didn't watch it. I think anything past 2010, I can just count it out. I haven't really watched these, so I can't really speak for them. Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans. Oh, I love this. This is so fun. I don't think it is that great of a TV series, but it was just so fun. I absolutely enjoyed this. This also consisted of a large part of my childhood and seeing the young Robin, his the way he is so reluctant to like to be like I think the Batman of his time, or rather the young person to look up to, and then Cyborg, Beast Boy, Raven, and what do you call this, Starfire. I think this is the reason why the new Titan series just can't keep up because the Teen Titans animated series was just so much better. The characters were so much fun. They were cute. They also had these rebellious moments that you can really relate to as a teen. And yeah, it was truly the Teen Titans. It was really really fun. They also had some, I think, a lot of like they had like a bit of a love triangle, I think, as well going on between Starfire, Robin, and then Raven, and then Beast Boy, and yeah, it was all pretty cool. Cyborg, I felt, was a little bit left out in Teen Titans TV series. Like he didn't really fit in. Honestly, I didn't feel he fit in. So far, my favorite version of Cyborg is the Zack Snyder's Justice League version of Cyborg. That is, I think, by far the best version of Cyborg I have ever seen. Because he is such a defining character. He's so well done, and I think that it's so difficult to replace that in any way. And in Justice League Unlimited as well, because they had Jon Stewart sort of representing what was at the time the only black character in the Justice League. They couldn't really fit Cyborg in anywhere. But I felt that in Teen Titans he was still an essential part of the team. It's just that the other characters were just done so much more likable, and you only like Cyborg because of his quips. I think that was pretty much the only defining factor that he had. They couldn't show how awesome his power was and how amazing and how important he is in our time, technology and all that, right? But Zack Snyder's Justice League just straight up throws it in your face. Like he can control the world because the world is run by technology, and I think at that time they couldn't really show that as well as Zack did. Honestly, X-Men Evolution. I love this one. I think this stands on top together with the X-Men animated series. This was definitely done really well, really fun. And all the character animations and all of the dialogues, the representation of the characters, super cute, super fun, really cool, and definitely better than whatever this Wolverine and the X-Men crap was. Also, in IMDb, Wolverine the X-Men is rated higher than the this X-Men Evolution, but no, for me, I think Evolution is just so fun. It's so much better. Some people I think didn't like Evolution at the time. They were like, "Oh, it doesn't look right and whatever," because maybe the original X-Men's, drawings would appeal to them, and I would agree because in the comics, the comics drawings are very close to the X-Men Evolution drawing. Sorry, the original X-Men animated series drawing. However, X-Men Evolution, like despite whatever art style they took, I think was really cool. And some of the moments, especially like the Juggernaut attacks and whatever, and also Magneto was shown like this really high-powered, high-tiered villain that's really creepy and always in the shadows, and whatever. So yeah, this is actually pretty fun. I really liked it. For me, it's definitely up there. Challenge of the Super Friends. Okay, So I have not watched Challenge of the Super Friends. However, I have watched clips on it on YouTube. It looks really goofy right now. Like the time, like for today's time, if you watch this, you'll just be laughing your ass off. There's really no question about it. Justice League Gods and Monsters Chronicles to 2015. I never watched this. Not sure if I ever will. I don't know. I really don't know. I'll keep it in my books. Probably something I may look at, but what do you call this? This is basically following up from the Justice League Gods and Monsters movie, which I did watch, and I like that movie. I like the Zod version of Superman, the Batman that's a vampire version, and all these kinds of. It's like an alternate reality version that was a lot darker, a lot more twisted, and I like the movie. Honestly, movie I found the movie is pretty great, but have not really watched this Chronicles, and I'm not sure if I ever will. Constantine, the City of Demons. I didn't know that there was this animated series going on, but I do like the new John Constantine in the new JL Talk, especially. I really liked his character, and I guess they're just making spin-offs based off the movies that were successful. And I think that's not the right way to do it. I think the movie is successful, you should make more movies. You can't really milk people from these TV series, although I get what they were going for. Um, Justice League Action 2016. I'm not even gonna rate that. The Superman Aquaman Hour of Adventure. I didn't know. Oh, okay. I think I've seen like posters of these or whatever, but I'm not really sure about it. The Batman or Superman Hour. Okay, yeah, this one I've seen this. I've seen this. I'm sorry, guys. I grew up in a time of good animation, so I can't really rate that. Superpowers Team Galactic Guardians. I've never watched this. Probably never will. But I don't know. Maybe it's good. Maybe it is. And IMDb is pretty highly rated. The World's Greatest Super Friends. Okay, I watched this one. This is actually decent. I think it's decent. I'm not sure about you guys, but I think it's decent. For me, it is probably as good as the Superman animated series that I used to watch. Yeah, it's definitely in this category. It's okay. It's B tier. It's okay. Spider-Man, the 1967 Spider-Man. Okay, so this was the Spider-Man, that one, the original one with the original theme song. I really like this. It's not that good. I'm forced to rate it in B tier because when I look back at it, I realize it is not that good. You definitely can't rate it high up and just bullshit your way through. But I liked it. I personally liked it. I think it really set the tone and set the standards for what Spider-Man should be and what Peter Parker should be, and it really brought in the defining moments of why people liked Peter Parker as a character and why Spider-Man was so important for the time. Because he was like this nerdy, weak kid that all of a sudden becomes a superhero, and is forced to make decisions that really will change his life. And he really grows up. You really see him growing up over the years, and working in the Bugle, falling in love with Mary Jane, and challenging life and all of these things. The reason why Spider-Man is so beloved is because he's so down to earth, right? He's so relatable, because the only difference between him and us is that he just got bitten by a radioactive spider and found a bunch of powers that doesn't really make him invincible in any way. He can still get shot, he can still get torched. There's so many villains he has to fight. I think the most powerful ability Spider-Man has is his spider sense. And other than that, like I mean, yes, he is super strong, but he can still be smashed by a crashing plane. There's nothing he can do against it. And is in the Spider-Man the movie, the Sam Raimi movie, Spider-Man stopping the train was actually one of the most insane moments, because Spider-Man's never been shown to be that strong. Yeah, in one of the, like, the earlier cartoons, right? I think the more modern versions of Spider-Man, he does get a scale, like a super increase in strength. But yeah, that's much. Gotham Girls. I've never watched this. I want to know what it's about. It sounds really girly, and I don't know whether they actually came up with a cartoon for girls or something, and no one ended up watching it. I am curious. Let me look it up right now. Alright, so this looks like a clip from season 1, episode 1 of Gotham Girls. You have already Harley Quinn, and I believe the other one is Poison Ivy. I'm not sure what they're working on. Yeah, okay, I see what they're doing here. It looks very Powerpuff Girls. Looks the animation looks very similar to Powerpuff Girls, and it also looks similar to the original Batman the animated series. It could be one of these early Cartoon Network stuff. Yeah, okay, all right. And it looks like a really short clip too. Are all the episodes really short clips? Maybe it's like a really short clip. It's something like the Star Wars, Clone Wars, maybe. Yeah, it's probably one of those things. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's get back to work. All right. I'm not gonna want to rate that. No, definitely no. Okay. The new Adventures of Superman. Okay. So the new Adventures of Superman definitely is, I think, gonna stand alongside the Superman animated series. It is definitely something that brought the limelight and attention to the Superman cartoons and as well as cartoons of modern era. Like this was released in the 60s, like the late 60s. It says here 66 to 70, and I think it really like took on the mantle to push forward superhero animations and cartoons and really brought them to the light because of the challenges it took. And you guys can watch it even today, and I think that it really stands out. And I believe it was no longer in Technicolor, right? Was it? Oh, it was still in Technicolor, right? So this was like one of the early day animations. It was in Technicolor, and I believe in this one, Superman can already fly. Um, oh wait, or was it not? No, I think it's not in Technicolor. This is a little bit more modern. But yeah, Superman can already fly in this one. There's even an older one where he can only jump, but he can't really fly. So there's also that. Super Friends, the legendary superpower show. Nope, I'm not bothered about that. The Batman, 2004, 2008. This was horrible. This was horrible. This was like, don't watch this, guys. This is bad. I'm not sure if you guys actually liked it. If you guys liked it, I mean, I'm sorry about that if I offended you. This was the Cartoon Network's attempt at making their own, I think, Batman series or whatever. No, no, just a big no for me. Batman the Brave and the Bold, 2008. I definitely did not watch this one. May never watch it, but yeah, let's just pop it here just to take note of it. Guardians of the Galaxy 2015. I'm not gonna pull it in. It's too new. I have no idea about it. I can't really speak for it. Static Shock 2000 and 2004. I really like this one. I have a personal liking for this. This was really fun. I feel that they just should have put more budget into it. Probably brought in a slightly um, more capable animation studio because it really had potential. He's a very likable character, like the character of Static himself. Is really cool and really fun. His dialogues and the way he challenges his villains, learns about his powers. I think the learning process of his powers was what I really enjoyed personally because he starts to learn by flying on this trash can cover, and then later on only realizes that he can use a disc, magnetize it with his powers, and then use it as some sort of a skateboard and fly around. So yeah, that entire learning process was what I really liked about it. Yeah, it was really fun. The original Super Friends. Super Friends, are the original one is definitely I think I think just stays in the same level as all the other Super Friends. I think all the Super Friends did their thing, right? They were fun at their time, but they just couldn't outlive their era. It's not like the X-Men the animated series. Like you can watch this today and still like it. Batman the animated series. This is gold, man. You could watch it today and still like it. That's just how good these are. I think I'm pretty proud of my top list here. Like these can be watched today. Not to say these can't, you can, but it takes a special like taste to actually still like them. Beware the Batman 2013. Nope, no idea. Ultimate Spider-Man 2012. I haven't watched this. I haven't watched this. Spider-Man and his amazing friends. Oh, I love this. I really love this. For me, hmm, I liked it. I liked it. I think it's really good. It had Kraven the Hunter. It had the Goblin. It had so many villains that really threatened Spider-Man, and him being with Iceman and what's her name? Was it? It wasn't Starfire. It was Firestar. I think her name was Firestar. Let me just look it up to make sure that I am on the right trail. Marvel Firestar. Yes, yes, it was Firestar, and it's a character that I've never ever seen again, like for the longest time. But she's an X-Men character. She's also like Iceman and Iceman, not Iceman. Uh, and yeah, I think the X-Men was really like something I really liked, and like seeing them as part of the Spider-Man and the Amazing Friends and all, I think really, yeah, it really helped. Spider-Man really needs to be more like have more friends with the X-Men. They really fit into his world, and I think that appeals more to me more so than the Avengers. I never liked the Avengers, like in the comics and whatever. No, definitely no. Spider-Man, X-Men just crushed them. The Avengers stood no chance against them. All new Super Friends Hour 977. I'm actually not sure about this one. I'm not sure about this one. I know this one. This is the original Super Friends. You can watch this. Super goofy. Super goofy. And this one's super cool. This is the awesome one. The world's greatest Super Friends. This is really cool. This is really good. I'm not sure about this one. Like this Superman. Like this one. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, never mind. We'll see. Big Hero 6, the TV series. This is new. This is really new. 2017. Not seen it. Vixen, 2016, 2015, 2016. I am not sure about this one. I've not watched it, obviously, but I've heard good reviews about it. Although I could be wrong, but I've heard good reviews about it. Silver Surfer 1998. For me, this was just not that good. And don't get me wrong, once again, Silver Surfer has a nice origin story. He has a really powerful origin story. The sacrifice he has to make to become Galactus's herald so that he can protect his home world. Like he's willing to sacrifice millions of other worlds to protect his home world. He shows you how selfish a character can be just to protect the ones he cares about. And he does the opposite of what Doctor Strange does, which is he sacrifices all the power that he has to get back his old life in order to protect the lives of everyone else, whereas Silver Surfer sacrifices the lives of everyone else to protect his home world and his own life, and becomes a slave to Galactus and loses his mind and whatever. But besides his origin story, the rest of the adventures he goes on is just whatever, like nothing really special. Legion of Superheroes on 6 2008. Horrible, horrible, really bad. Yep. Zeta Project 2001 2003. I have no idea what this is about. Nope, no idea. Doesn't ring any bells. New Adventures of Batman. Okay, I watched this one. This is pretty goofy. Um, but yeah, it's pretty goofy, but it's the original Batman. It's what Batman really was. I believe there are even clips of him like really beating up bad guys and brutally abusing Robin in certain circumstances, forcing him to do things that Batman doesn't want to do himself, is really goofy. But it has a lot of questionable moments. Like you can go on YouTube and search for like New Adventures of Batman, like creepy moments or whatever, and probably you'll find out a lot of interesting things of what the authors and animators were willing to do back then. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Superman 1988. Um, this is an okay series, but I did not like it. Like this Superman animated series is just better in every way, and the new Adventures of Superman 2 is way better than this one for me. But I'm not sure. Did you like? You guys should probably let me know whether you prefer the older one. I mean, yeah, this is slightly newer than this, and this is even newer than the two. So I'm not sure, but for me, I think this is just not that good. I did watch this, and wait, how many episodes is this? Is it like 10 or 12 episodes or something? Not entirely sure. 13 episodes? Yeah. This is the one with 13. Okay, so I think yeah, it's about a dozen episodes plus. Yeah, I've watched this one. It's not that impressive, guys. No. Avengers Assemble 2012. Never watched it. Spider-Man 2003. Okay, yeah, this one. Um, I watched this anyway. Uh, because I'm a big Spider-Man fan. But and it's good. Don't get me wrong. I think it has some really character defining episodes and moments. Like he has a lot of fights with Doc Ock, and I think this was the one where he turns into Venom, right? Yeah, I'm actually confused between this one and this one. But I think this is the one which he actually turns into Venom in one of the episodes. Like he like the symbiote takes over his body, and he has to like let me look at the images. No, 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 no. Oh no, 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 not that one. Nope, nope, nope. This was horrible. This was horrible. Dumpster, 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 dumpster. Sorry, got mistaken for the other one. The Incredible Hulk, 1982. Never watched it. Was never really a Hulk fan at the time. The Marvel anime, right? So I heard that this is good. I've seen clips on YouTube, but I never really ended up watching the entire thing. But I heard that it's pretty interesting. It does its own sort of animation style, and it's really cool. I might watch it because I am a fan of Japanese anime, but I don't know. But yeah, I've heard pretty cool things about it. Aquaman 1967. Yeah, I mean, I did watch it for a while. I didn't really like it. Not my thing. DC Super Friends 2015. Nope, I'm not gonna comment on it. Incredible Hulk 1996. Nope, didn't watch it. Batman Unlimited 2015. Nope, no idea. Iron Man 94. Yep, I watched this one. I definitely watched this one. This one's actually okay. Yeah, this is okay. This is the one where he becomes Iron Man from a briefcase, I think. He still transformed from a briefcase. And in Iron Man 2 movie, we actually saw them attempting it. We actually saw Tony Stark bring like a briefcase and try to transform out of it. But I think they ditched the idea in the third film. They realized that we can do so much more than transform from a briefcase. And they didn't stop there all the way until the nanotech suit. So yeah, but this one I remember this one. This was pretty decent, and you can really see how he was very much an Iron Man. Like he really relied on the suit made of iron, and show him as sort of this like more of a super soldier, because he's more of like yes, of course he's a tech geek and whatever, but he's truly just a soldier in a iron suit, and that's what this series really showed to me. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it. I think it was decent. It's not that impressive. Yeah, this Fantastic Four, Michelin Man Fantastic Four. This is dumpster tier. World's Greatest Fantastic Four 2006. I never watched this one. Yeah, I never watched this. I heard it's decent though. I heard it's decent, but I never watched it unfortunately. Kid Superpower Hour with Shazam. What on earth? Iron Man Armored Adventures. Nope. Swamp Thing. Oh, 1990 Swamp Thing. No, I didn't watch it. I read the Swamp Thing comic though. Yeah, I read the Swamp Thing comic, but I never watched this one. I actually never watched this. Yeah, it's something I never watched. Okay, anyway, let me zoom out a little bit. Can you guys see it? Is it too small? I think this is still the right size. You know what? I'll just replace this unwatched tier list. I think it's gonna still continue to pile up. 94's Fantastic Four, the animated series. Oh yeah, yeah, I watched this one. This is the better one. This is way, 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 way better than whatever the Michelin Man was doing. Spider-Man Unlimited. Okay, Spider-Man Unlimited has a lot of mixed reviews. For me, I don't think it's bad by any means. It's definitely not as good as the other Spider-Man series, but this was not bad by any means. This is a decent series, at least for me. Um, yeah, this is decent. It's not that bad. It's the one where he uses a watch, right, to transform into a high-tech Spider-Man or something. Lobo 2000. Okay, I read the Lobo comics. I didn't watch the series, so I'm not sure about it. The Plastic Man comedy. Uh, by the way, just to put it out there, I only watched the Lobo. I only read the Lobo comics where he's Superman's villain. I know he has like a his own series where he goes bounty hunting, some Mandalorian style stuff. I never read those, so I'm not sure about it. Uh, but yeah, at the time he seemed like a really cool villain. Plastic Man, no, I didn't watch it. Spider-Man 2017, nope. Hulk and Agents of Smash. Wow. Superhero Squad Show. Nice. I guess nowadays we got a lot of these milking series, which really milk the kids these days. Yeah. 1978 Fantastic Four. No, never watched this one. This is, yeah, I never really watched this one. Hmm. Interesting. I'll just put it halfway down there. Adventures of Superboy. I actually watched this. It's not that good. It's okay. I don't know. It's This one is a little bit tricky for me. I think you know what? It is Dumpster Tier. Yeah, it's Dumpster Tier. So whatever. They tried something. That was an attempt. I think that's what it's called. Freedom Fighters: The Ray. Wow, really? Spider Woman. 79. I definitely watched this. Um, it's okay. It has a good story. If you watch it, it has a good story. It's not dumpster tier or anything like that. And Crypto the Super Dog. Okay, that's. I'm not a fan of Crypto. No, no Crypto. No, bad dog. Maybe a good dog, but not for me. Teen Titans Go 2013. Wow, those look really goofy. I think that's it. I've reached the end of the list. I can show you guys here. So that's it. That's the end of the list. I think the rest of these are not really that relevant to me, at least. So I think I've rated like most of my favorite ones. Some of the ones in the second row are actually rated higher in IMDb compared to the first row. But I feel that these top ones up here are really like the better ones that I've watched. So like I've watched all of these, like everything up here, and some of these I stopped halfway. I think I can like give you guys a box of what I watched halfway. This I didn't really watch too much. Oops, sorry. Wait. Did I do that right? Oh, I gotta select the fill. Right, okay. Paint. So I didn't watch this fully. 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 Most of these I stopped because like after like halfway through, I think they're just really bad. This is trash. This is really trash. Yep, this is trash as well. Didn't watch it fully. The rest of these I actually watched fully. I watched the Silver Surfer all the way, Superman all the way, Adventures of Batman. Yep. This one, all these are watched fully, and they're still dumpster tier. I feel that among these, the ones that could get a slight upward, I think, if you ask me, like, what should I watch among these? I think Static Shock is a real upward. It's unique. It did its own thing, and it's definitely worth a watch. Spider-Man Unlimited is definitely worth a watch. There's no question about it. The Justice League, this one you can actually skip it. If you watch Unlimited, this is actually not that unique, but you know what? You can get an upward. If you haven't watched it, it's definitely worth a watch. Batman Beyond is a must watch. I think Batman Beyond, there's no question about it. It's pretty cool. Superman animated series is definitely upward. It's pretty good. World's Greatest Super Friends is actually decent, but my suggestion is read the comics. If you can get a hold of the Super Friends comics, it's actually better than the series by all means. Um, this Spider-Man is definitely upward worthy. Uh, yeah, the rest of these are okay. They're meh. And among the A tier list, if you want me to label like an S tier, this is an S tier. Oops, sorry. Let me change the color of this to green as well. Okay. This is an S tier. This is definitely S tier. This is S tier, S tier. Uh, yeah, these are the S tiers. These are like the best of the best. I think there's no doubt about it. These are the best of the best. Especially the Spider-Man and animated series like this the 90s one, this 90s animated series. It took a lot of risks, right? It took a lot of risks. Let me show you. Let me show you like an image from the IMDb. Yeah, this one. So this image really is like really high like qualities. Let me go back to Paint actually and show you what I rated. So all the boxed ones in the third row in the C tier are all like the ones I watched halfway, and I still think they're trash despite me watching them halfway. In the B tier, the second row, all the up arrows, the red arrows are all upvoted. I think you guys should watch it if you have not. The rest of them are skippable, but they are decent in their own way. And in the A tier, the first row, all the ones with the green arrows are all S tier. There's no question about it. And this Spider-Man animated series, like looking at the risks that they took, the one especially where he starts turning into a spider, and then I think Cable or someone actually comes to rescue him. I can't even remember. There's so many things that happen in this TV series. It's just crazy that I might even want to rewatch it just because of look at this. This is Madam Web. We have never seen Madam Web ever again. Like after this animated series, at least I think so. Maybe there was another depiction of her. I could be wrong, but I've only ever read about her in the comics and watched her in this original animated series. But this one pushed it, man. Aunt May dies, Peter dies. So many crazy stuff happens. The number of villains, the number of things the challenges that was thrown at Spider-Man. Man, this one is just insane for me. There's nothing like it. This, look at Venom. It's menacing, man. Look at that, the monstrosity he is. Goblin. This is Norman Osborn, before he turns into Goblin, and then Goblin. Man, this is for me like, yeah, this is SS tier, man. There's no question about it. It's one of the best of the best. So yeah, anyway, this is my tier list. I think these are my points, and I hope you guys let me know what are your top superheroes. At least give me like five. Give me like your top five, and I would at least like to hear what your top five is. And if you think that anything in my lower tier lists that I have not watched, especially, is actually worthy of being mentioned, please let me know and recommend it to me so that I can go and watch it. Because some of these series I'm just contemplating, like I will regret if I start watching it because I just don't know about it. And maybe you guys can enlighten me to tell me that, hey, you know what? You're wrong. You should totally watch this one. It's really good or whatever. And I'll be more than happy to go and check it out. But for me, I'm pretty proud of this list. I think it's pretty decent, at least. But yeah, everything in the first row is top tier. There's no question about it. IMDb's ratings, I think, are reasonably there too, pretty accurate. But for me, my favorite among all of these is definitely the Spider-Man animated series. It defined my childhood. I always wanted to be this Spider-Man and this X-Men as well. I think these two are like the definition of the fanboy that I am. And as you can see, it's surprising enough that I'm not really a fan of DC animated series as much. DC had a lot of great animated series. This is really good. Batman one is really good. All like a lot of these are really good DC series. But I think DC really lighted up for me when the 52 Superman was released. When I read about Injustice, when I read about Frank Miller's Batman, I think these are the ones that really brought me into the DC world. Watchmen, of course, and when Zack Snyder's movies came out and I saw them being represented in the way they were, I think it really like made me like they really really caught my attention. Like I think if Zack Snyder directed an X-Men uh, film, I think it would be absolutely mind blowing. There's no question about it. Like the amount of animation that he would work with to show the abilities of every different cast in the X-Men, the choices they would have to make, the insane things that they would go through, man, that would be like chef's kiss, right? That would be just out of this world, mind blowing. But I don't know if I will ever live to see that day. Regardless, anyway, thanks for watching. This is my tier list. See you guys in the next one. Take care.